Today is Holocaust Remembrance Day. The day marks 80 years since the liberation of Auschwitz-Birkenau, German Nazi concentration and extermination camp, where more than 1 million people lost their lives during the Holocaust. Mourners from around the world will remember victims by reading their names, lighting candles, and visiting commemoration sites. The Holocaust resulted in the genocide of more than 6 million Jewish people, along with millions of other minorities by Nazi Germany between 1933 through 1945. And a new exhibit showcasing memorabilia and stories of the San Diego Holocaust survivors is now open at the La Jolla River Library. The free exhibit, called Ruth, Remember Us, the Holocaust, features 16 life-size cardboard cutouts of survivors, with 14 of them still living here in San Diego. It's open 7 days a week during regular library hours and will be on display until December 14th of this year. Councilmember Raul Campillo says he is working on finding the Exhibit A permanent home in the coming years. And joining us now to discuss this new exhibit and the historic day is the founder of the new exhibit, Sandra Scheller, and Auschwitz survivor Ben Midler. Sandra and Ben, thank you so much for being here.
I didn't bring a cardboard cutout.
Oh, but we have
I brought
Ben.
the real person. I brought Ben Midler.
But we do have Ben here. And Sandra, you are the founder of that new exhibit at the La Jolla Library, which opened up January 12th.
Yes.
And you are a daughter of a Holocaust survivor.
Parents,
your parents. And that exhibit has so much history, and you are giving a voice to the survivors, Ben being one of them. And Ben, we appreciate you so much being here to tell your story. You're 96 years old, from Poland, and you have been living in San Diego for 40 years. I want to take you back to when you were 15 years old at your first concentration camp. You are a survivor of 16 concentration, six concentration camps, and
I got a certificate to show. This is the Red Cross.
Yeah, so you were 15 years old at your first concentration camp, and tell us your experience.
I was 15. I could say I'm a miracle survivor, because usually all the people were taken to Treblinka extermination camps. And there was liquidation of my own city, Bialystok. They chose 500 people, put in 3 separate cars. They put at the end of the train. The whole train went to Treblinka, the extermination camp. These 3 cars they put on the side. The locomotive came back and took us to the first camp, Majdanek.
So you were transported from each camp by cargo train. So you went through 6 camps. The third one I was reading. Cattle car. And the third one that you were at was the Auschwitz camp.
Yes, okay. Auschwitz-Birkenau. Over there I went through selection, and they had 2 boards, vertical and horizontal. Wherever touched the horizontal board went to the labor camp. Wherever didn't touch went to the extermination camp. For some reason, I don't know, I came to my mind, I stand up on my toes, and I touched the horizontal board. And after I touched, Dr. Mengele sent us to shave my head, and then was prisoners, survivor like me, on the tables, and they tattooed the numbers. I got a number B2433. Was 2 Auschwitz, Auschwitz A and Birkenau. Auschwitz A, people would get the number on the outside of the arm with the A number. In Birkenau with a B in the number. My number is B2433. The rest of the people, wherever were in other camps, all they get is a piece of fabric with a number. If the man dies or the lady dies, the number dies with them. So happened this, give me the strength to go to 6 camps, because when there was the liquidation, we were in hiding place, and my parents was left there. We went out to check, because it was an uprising, and the people, wherever did the uprising, burned a few houses by the fence, and we smelled smoke. We went out to check, and then when the Germans took us to outside the city, to Petrasha Field, over there were waiting trains, because the trains couldn't take everybody one day. On the 3rd day, a few officers and soldiers with handles, with round handles, rounded up 500 men in 3 separate cars.
Did you think that you were going to survive through these camps?
I always thought I gotta survive. I didn't think of would I survive. I say to myself, I have to survive.
How did you live? Where were you sleeping?
We're sleeping in barracks. The barracks were from 200 to 300 people, 2 bunk beds, 100 to 150 people to a bed, and was no sanitation. We couldn't take showers. All we get is wash the face and brush the teeth without a brush with a finger.
Were you separated from your family, and did you lose all your relatives?
I lost all my relatives, not only my grandfather had 11 kids, 5 in Poland, 5 families, 3 in Argentina, and 3 in the United States. From the 5 families in Poland, I'm the only one survivor.
When you finally got out of the last concentration camp, what were you thinking and where did you go?
The first thing I did to go back to Poland, because after I was liberated, my area, wherever I was in the camp, was liberated by the Russian. And so I caught a train what goes to Russia. And because going to Russia is a pass through Poland, we were 25 survivors from different countries, like Latvia, Estonia, and so far. And we came to Poland, and the few people with guns, there was always terrorists look to take advantage of people and kill somebody. Yeah. So the officer told us when we come to Russia, and over there I worked in a army camp as a commissary, and over there I met different branches from the army. One of the branches was from the border. I met a secretary and I told her I would like to have a pass for visitation rights for 2 weeks vacation to go. I find out my parents are alive.
Wow.
Finally, by bribing with 2 bottles of vodka, I got what I want. I went back to Poland. I didn't find my family. So when I came to Białystok and I didn't find my family, I met 2 guys walking on the street, Jewish people, and they told me the only way if I want to go someplace, I should go to Lodz. Over there is Jewish from Israel, what they walked.
I'm going to have to interrupt. I wish we had more time to hear about your story, but I was also reading that some of your aunts and uncles left Poland before the war, and they were in Chicago, and you went to Chicago to meet with some of your family, and then you came to San Diego in 1984, and then you were married for 70 years, and your wife Esther passed away 3 years ago, so we're thinking of Esther at this time. But reflecting on what you went through in the Holocaust and surviving 6 concentration camps, how did that shape your life, and how are you feeling today looking back on your life and looking at that tattoo?
Because I always thought this, my family is alive, gave me the strength to go to all 3 camps. 3 camps, they took me to 3 camps. Only the other 2 camps, I volunteered to go from one camp to another. And I give you one example. I wrote a book in 1990 and was an officer from the Dwight Eisenhower Army.
Yeah, and we'll have the book on our website too, KUSI.com.
Yes, and page 80 shows Dwight Eisenhower with officers and villages, show the people the German killed everybody before they left. Right. If I wouldn't go volunteer to another camp, I wouldn't be alive today. There's another miracle. Right. One more miracle. After I was in the other last camp, Babelsberg, a suburb of Berlin, we were cleaning the streets of Berlin after the Allied forces were bombing every night. So when
all right, Ben, we're going to have to leave it at that. We'll have your story at KUSI.com, but Ben Midler and Sandra, thank you so much for being here.
Come to the library. There's a good way to see the story.
We'll have all the information for our viewers on our website. Thank you so much for being here on the Holocaust Remembrance Day. And Ben, you are a hero. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Teresa.
thank you for interviewing me.
All right.